take the water off of the Sierras, fed by 6 major rivers that come off the Sierras, take that water and put it into a system to flow it south, past some of the farmland in the area, and move it into Southern California. Good idea, but the problem is all the rivers that take up the delta, it's kind of a messed up system. Instead of the rivers flowing into the ocean, you get a lot of seawater intrusion coming in. You have all the contaminants that come off of these rivers. As they travel through here, they pick up grime, they pick up a lot of runoff. There's a lot of agricultural interest in the area, so then you're picking up insecticides, and it all merges into this big slush. Creates a big, really rich environmental area, a lot of fish, a lot of birds, really rich environmental estuary, but when you mix a lot of animals and a lot of agricultural interest with potable drinking system, they don't mix. And so what's happened is they've turned the pumps off that are pushing the water through our system. They've cut back the amount of time that they're pushing that water through because the system is contaminated. Now originally when they talked about the State Water Project, they were talking about building, some of you may have read about it, the Peripheral Canal, which was to take the agricultural interest and this really rich environmental area and move the potable drinking system around it. Big canal, very expensive. It went to the voters shot it down. Understandable, people don't want to pay for large amounts of infrastructure when it's going to cost billions of dollars and you're not quite sure on the return on your investment. The bad thing about that is right now we're paying the price for that. Because that water isn't able to flow down south to us, we're looking at cutbacks. The past year we've been able to avoid water rationing as we try to educate the public because we've been pulling out of storage, but we've depleted our storage in Southern California by about half. So we're getting into a crunch. So that's why water rationing is coming. Not only are we going to see less water, we're going to be charged more for the water that we're getting. So it's not like we're going to be saving a lot of money for it. And we're also going to have to pay to fix some of the systems in Northern California because we need that water coming south to us. So these are the people who pull water off of the river. As you can see again right at the end of the line, a lot of people use the river. These allotments were done in 1922. That was a really full year on the river. They haven't seen a year that full since. So that puts us in another predicament because there just isn't as much water as there used to be. Not only are we in a drought, but they're saying that these droughts are becoming much more frequent with climate change. Instead of being every 15 years, they're every 8 or 9 years. There was a study that was done by the gentleman at the Scripps Institute, I believe, who said it looks like we could be in a 100-year drought similar to one we had a couple hundred years ago. And if we're in this scenario where we're looking at 50 to 60 years of reduced water, what is that going to mean for us? What does that mean for our way of life? What does that mean for our economy? And then a lot of people are really worried about what does that mean for my landscape. I do a lot of these talks. I'm pretty much one of the only people in the water authority going out to the general public trying to get that information out there. But I've had people come up to me and say, whatever I do, I don't want to lose my lawn, and crying, gentlemen crying at me saying, I don't want to lose my lawn. And I'm like, really, sir? I don't know. You're great to take a shower or you can throw some water on the ground. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So this is what the future holds for us. The Delta, I kind of already explained the issues with the Delta. I think that is a really important cause for the water districts in Southern California, and I really think for the public, because it's a very expensive initiative. What they're talking about is building, instead of calling it the Peripheral Canal, they're calling it alternate conveyance. It's a good PR term. It's going to be expensive. It's going to have to be done in order to move that water out of the Delta if we're going to continue to be reliant on the Delta. And early estimates are saying anywhere between $3 and $7 billion to build that canal. That's billion feet. That doesn't include all of the environmental aspects of it, because you have to do mitigation, and it doesn't include what a lot of Republicans want to see. That's really what the Democrats and the Republicans want to see: storage. They want to build huge amounts of storage, so when we have a rainy day, we can store a lot of water, use it on a dry day. It's all a matter of who's going to pay for it. If you're putting storage in the north, should Southern California be responsible for it? I don't know. If we're building conveyance for Southern California, should Southern California pay for that conveyance? So the fight continues, not only locally within ourselves, but with districts and with the state up in Northern California. So this is really what I think is you are going to see taking place. And if they do build alternate conveyance, you're looking at another 10 to 15 years before that's completed. So this is a long, drawn-out process. Water is something that people traditionally don't get involved in because It's not sexy, it's not really interesting, and it's very complicated. There's a lot of history to it, there's a lot of different rules associated with it, and so a lot of legislators don't take the time to get involved in it because they think, oh, I'm only here for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. I don't want to learn that. I'm going to do something more exciting like crime or a gun or something like that, something that will make them popular within their community. So it's really up to the community to let them know, water is important to me, my future is important to me. If you want to continue to live in San Diego, you need to be involved in what's going on with your environment and with the potential sustainability of our water system. I think it can be done, but I think that if we don't do it, we're going to see a really rapid decrease in our way of life here in San Diego, and I think we're going to see a lot more infighting going on before a solution takes place. So this just shows you where, the majority of water in San Diego, where we get it from, where we want to get it from. As you can see, we're very reliant on Metropolitan Water District right now. It's really not a good place to be. If they get cut, we get cut. We're the agency that's going to get cut the most. And I'm just going to clip through some of this because it's really just more history on the water board. I'm not going to lie really on that interesting. So I think we should discuss now maybe more what you guys want to talk about, some of the questions you may have as far as conservation is concerned. Yeah.